Hello guys and girls, Voices from the Dark here, welcome back to Steins. It's episode 5 and Rintaro is somewhere. He's outside and apparently it's hot, that's really all I know, so let's just go from there. So hot. I was at university all morning. As I return to Akiba, the heat is now becoming unbearable. I grab an iced coffee at the bakery inside Yudobashi to quench my thirst. While I'm at it, I guess I'll check out channel on my phone. I mostly frequent the occult boards, the future technology board, and sometimes the physics board. I search for threads on the mass disappearance phenomenon or Makizu Kurisu's stabbing, but turn up nothing. So were those hallucinations after all? When I peek at the occult board, I find posts in multiple threads from someone claiming to be John Tidor. Wait, John Tidor is back? John Tidor appeared on an American BBS 10 years ago, claiming to be a time traveler. He claimed to have traveled from the year 2036 in order to obtain an old computer, the IBM 5100, whatever. His claim started quite a storm among the BBS denizens. An American computer company, not only do they develop and sell hardware and software, they also offer service and consultation to enterprises. In recent years, they made the latter their main focus. IBM invented floppy disks and hard disk drives. Tidor also made several accurate, if fragmentary, predictions of future events. The start of the Iraq War and the spread of the Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, for example. Another name for bovine spongiform encephalopathy, BSE, commonly known as mad cow disease, but only used in the case of human infection. Early symptoms include memory loss, abnormal movements, personality changes, dementia, and muscle stiffness. In severe cases, the patient may waste away for 1 to 2 years before dying of respiratory paralysis or other complications. Right? And to prove he was from the future, he explained the principles behind his time machine and provided pictures of its operation manual. But after about 4 months, he disappeared without ever revealing his identity. At one point, his prediction gained popularity even in Japan. Yes, he certainly did get some things right. But on the other hand, he missed several others. Some of his posts contradicted each other too. That's why, to this day, most people doubt his authenticity as a time traveler. So after 10 years of silence, that same John Tidor is now on a Japanese BBS? Ridiculous. It's obviously a troll. Oh my. On the internet, to post controversial opinions or false information for the purpose of provoking a reaction. Yes, ignore trolls, block trolls, ban trolls. That's the holy rule when it comes to trolls. Unless you're talking about the folklore trolls in Norway, because folklore trolls are awesome and scared me as a kid. First of all, John Tidor is American, yet now he's posting on that channel in Japanese. Let's take a look at his posts. Alright, I'm persuaded to believe that I came from the year 2036. I see that everyone would like to know more about my time machine. Time travel technology was developed by SERN. They completed the first time machine in 2034. Time traveler, lol. John Tidor, lol. More details on the time machine. Do you sell time machines? How much do they cost? I got about 100 million yen saved. Can you send me one? If they invent time machines, wouldn't that just fuck up everything? Couldn't one person go back and ruin everything? Like, go back 2,000 years and kill a bunch of people? Which would make all of the descendants of those people not be born? Which would just... There's so many complications. What if you go back and kill your parents? Like, all of that stuff. SCRN. A French acronym for French Société Européenne pour la Recherche Nucléaire, or European Society for Nuclear Research. The world's largest elementary particle physics laboratory, located on the Franco-Swiss border near Geneva. Has a bank, a library, a post office, and a dorm on the premises. Scientists from around the world gather at SCRN to research particle physics. Okay. Good for them. Next one is Dystopia. Oh wait, so did it... Wait, hold on. Can I go back up again? How did I... No, go... Okay, so this is new, I guess. I came here to change my present, in other words, your future. My mission is to destroy SCRN's dystopia and restore freedom to the world. This is a wonderful time you're living in. Everyone is free, but you will lose it all in just 20 short years. It is vitally important you understand what the future has in store. What is a trip code? I might get one if you tell me what it is. A trip code? You said only SCRN has time machines. You have a time machine. That must mean you're working for SCRN. Therefore, your goal can't be to destroy SCRN's dystopia. You're a fraud. What's a dystopia? How can SCRN take over the world in just 20 years? Look at the Middle East. You've been reading too much manga. If you think you can get those guys to stop killing each other. Who asked you to change the future? You trying to play God? If they're promising world peace, then I for one welcome our new SCRN overlords. Alright. I was a post about dystopia, which I know it is, but the opposite of a utopia, for example, a completely regulated society in which most people are denied privacy and freedom. My time machine is a prototype, reverse engineered from stolen SCRN technology. Compared to their time machine, its capabilities are quite limited. In 2036, the world is ruled by a single all-powerful governing body. They control every aspect of our lives, deciding what we will eat, where we will live, and whom we will marry. There's no privacy and no choice. Anybody who dares oppose them is eliminated. There are no trials. In movies and stuff, small changes to the past cause huge changes to the future. You've already changed the present by coming here. What happens if you make unexpected changes of the future? Implying SCRN rules the world. Do you even know what SCRN is? Lol. OP is a troll. So if we find his dad and kill him, then this time traveler, laughing my ass off, will never be born and we won't have to listen to this bullshit, am I right? I wanna know if you can meet your past self. Can you have self? This is where we ask the hard-hitting question, ladies and gentlemen. You're talking about the so-called grandfather paradox. That has been debunked. The world line has a divergence of 0.571024% compared to the world line I came from. Killing my father will alter divergence, creating a world line where my father is dead. However, it would not erase this world line. I would go on existing. Interesting. SCRN is a particle physics research institution that hasn't changed in 2036. It is possible to meet your past self. The prevailing theory in my time is that nothing would happen. I, however, haven't met my past self. If you're really a time traveler, then fucking prove it. Post time machine pics or GTFO. The many worlds interpretation? Whoa, slow down, bro. Research institution taking over the world? Lol, what? I do not feel the need to prove that I am what I say I am. I'm only posting these messages on a whim. My mission comes first. What are world lines? Can you meet yourself for another world line? What happens if you do? Late reply. A trip code is a way to identify posters, but hashtag password after your name. Lol, backpedaling. World lines are like an infinite number of rivers flowing in parallel. Along the way, they are constantly branching out into new world lines. This is called divergence. For example, whether or not you post on this message board has practically no effect on this world line's divergence. But if you were murdered, let's say, then divergence would change that. However, it would only change by about 0.000002%, if that. A single human being's death is not terribly significant on a global scale. Wars, disasters, acts of terrorism, and other events that cause widespread death and destruction have a much greater effect on divergence. Thanks for telling me about trip codes. I'll make sure to use this from now on. I'm starting to get tired, so let's pick up again tomorrow. It's been fun talking to everybody. Looks like they've already made an archive of these threads. Of course, there have been sites dedicated to John Teeter for years now. This post closely resembles what the original Teeter wrote 10 years ago. I read one of the books on Teeter, that's all I know. This new John Teeter is clearly an imposter. There are many Teeter fanatics on that channel. He's not exactly a household name in Japan, but I doubt anyone would fall for this level of trolling. As I continue to read, however, I find the response the opposite of what I expected. Everyone is accepting this time traveler as if this were his first appearance. Nobody has even mentioned this appearance 10 years ago. Finding this strange, I try posting a retort, but everyone ignores me. What the hell? You can figure this out if you do a little research, people. There's the original John Teeter thread archive in English and plenty of Teeter blogs in Japanese. I entered John Teeter's name into a search engine. I'm probably saying his last name wrong. 10 matches. 12 matches. Wait, only 12? Moreover, all 12 are about the current Teeters posting on that channel. Yeah, something like the timeline's being changed here, man. I can't find a single trace of the Teeter from 10 years ago. Bizarre. This just can't be. I searched for information on Teeter a few years ago. Back then, I got tens of thousands of hits. Is this search engine filtered? I try searching on another site just to make sure, but it gives the same result. What is this madness? It feels like I've stumbled onto another plane of reality. Could this be another organization conspiracy? These past 2 days have been surrounded by nothing but chaos and confusion. I'll call Daru. He'll know about Teeter for sure. After all, I talked to him about Teeter before. I only vaguely remember the details of that conversation. But I'm positive the conversation happened. By the time I dig my phone out of my bag, I no longer feel like making the call. Instead, I send him an email on the way back to the lab. He replies with this location. By May Queen, he makes May Queen plus Nyan... How would you say... It's not square... Is it squared? A maid cafe. Of course we're going to a maid cafe with Daru. A type of cafe where the waitresses wear maid uniforms, usually in the French maid style. They usually call their customers master. Patrons can talk to the waitresses and play games with them, but ultimately maid cafes are restaurants, not bordellos. Daru's a regular there. Apparently, 3D cat maids are his thing too. May Queen plus Nyan... what is that? It's squared, isn't it? Because number 3 is cubed. And this is squared? Neon squared? MC squared? Neon squared? It's only a 3-minute walk from the lab. You can see that math is not my strongest subject, right? Or the English, like, translation of math. Like, one thing is doing math in Norwegian, but if I would have to do it in English, I would just be lost, because you gotta translate everything. Coming from Kurabamashi Dori, take a left at Sumakoizaka crossing and you'll find it. That's where I'm headed now. It's usually busy in Akiba during summer break, but now it's even busier because of the Radio Kaikan incident. The area was blocked off yesterday, but it doesn't look like they could keep the main road closed for 2 days straight. I haven't seen a single police officer today. But the Radio Kaikan building still seems off limits. The entrance shutters are closed shut and sealed with yellow police tape. We're here now in Akihabara, the day after the unexplained satellite crash. The police barricade has been lifted and a tremendous number of people have gathered in front of the station. The satellite's origin is still under investigation. We're told that it can't be removed until the authorities have more information. According to the police, the satellite does not appear to be dangerous. However, tourists and local business owners have raised concerns. The media has dozens of cameras set up outside of the police line. Oh wait, this is his voice. And there are nearly twice as many onlookers as reporters. Enough to fill the entire street with people. Everyone's aiming their phone cameras at the satellite-like objects. If there was a satellite wedged into the building I was looking up at, I'd probably move away in case it, like, lands on top of everybody. Maybe that's just me. So many people. Living in Akiba, you get used to crowds and big events, but a gathering of this size is unusual. I wonder when they'll get rid of that thing. I hope it doesn't explode or something. They've been letting people back into the area, so I guess there's no danger. Still, considering its unknown origin, I'm surprised there isn't more security. Today, like always, Utaku are shopping for doujinshi. Import games, electronics, or whatever strikes your fancy. What is this? Fan-created amateur manga, which are often but not always adult in nature. These are sold at special doujinshi events, the biggest of which is the twice-annual comic gigamarket, known by fans as Kamima. Alright. Aside from the scene at Radio Kaikan, it's the same as any other day. But I still don't understand what I saw yesterday. I've half accepted that the mass disappearance was just my imagination. Maybe I become unable to distinguish reality from fantasy, like the media likes to say about teenagers these days. With that thought in mind, I return my gaze to the streets. And there, in front of me, stands a woman holding her phone in front of her face. What? She took a picture. Damn, her phone was clearly pointed at me, so it wasn't a selfie. It was a Rintaro selfie by another person. I tried to cover my face, but not quickly enough. I turn around just to make sure that she wasn't pointing it at someone behind me, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Dots. She's still staring at her phone. Without even glancing at me, she turns around and points her phone at some other pedestrian. Maybe she's just taking photos of everyone at the scene and not just me. But still, I need to have a word with her. The organization is after me, so I can't risk that photo getting out. Wait! Dots. She doesn't turn around. She's so engrossed in her photography that she doesn't even notice me. Or did she not catch my magnificent native level English? Hey, you with the phone camera! Wait! Please wait! Dots, huh? She turns back, finally noticing me. And of course her phone turns with her. Hey! No flash photography, please! I'm sensitive. Are you with the organization? Dots. She completely ignores my objection. And then she goes back to looking at her phone. Answer my question! Are you with the organization? If she is, then I may have to take suitable measures. Dots. Possible organization spy. You're not? Probably not organization spy. Dots. Even so, I can't let you keep that picture. The organization will stop at nothing to find my whereabouts, and they'll kill anyone who gets in their way. I need you to delete that picture immediately. Dots. Is she even listening? Sorry. Wow, she finally speaks. Just a whisper, but it's something. If I upset you... She lowers her head slightly in a bow. Or at least I think it's a bow. She's been looking down all this time, so I can't really tell. Before you apologize, I need you to delete that photo. I was shooting the scenery. Her fingers dance across her phone's keys with impressive speed, exactly the opposite of her annoyingly slow speech pattern. The scenery? You're a tourist? Or is she one of the people who came to see the satellites? In that case, why did she take a picture of me? She shakes her head without looking at me. Lady ignoring me and apparently sightseeing in Akihabara. It's proof of where I was today. You're a strange lady. Kiryu Moeka. Kiryu Moeka. I'm saying all of these names wrong. Strange lady apparently sightseeing. The little detail. Okay, I'll stop talking about it, but I like the attention to detail they have here. It's funny. My name. I guess she's introducing herself. That's nice, but I just want her to delete that photo. I have a question for you. May I? First, the photo. There's an urban legend in Akihabara. Have you heard of it? An urban legend? What is she talking about? Don't tell me. There's a brilliant but insane mad scientist said to be lurking in Akihabara? And now that brilliant but insane mad scientist is the target of every assassin in the underworld? Gah, I remained in this town for far too long. I'll need to make plans. Akihabara, you weren't such a bad town. I'm glad that... The Phantom? Retro PC. Retro PC? She replies with a nod, or something like a nod. They say there's one in Akihabara. Oh. Nothing about a mad scientist. I'm relieved, but also disappointed. At any rate, this is the first I've heard about a Phantom Retro PC. A Retro PC? You mean like a 98? A Japanese PC series sold from the mid-1980s to the mid-1990s. It sold so well that at one point it was called the National Computer. That's the first model that comes to mind. But are 98s really that hard to find? She shakes her head slightly, or something like a shake. No, this. She turns her phone towards me. The screen shows an oddly shaped computer. It's hard to tell since the picture is monochrome, but it looks like some kind of PC. It looks like kind of familiar. An IBM 5100. Wait. Wasn't that... That had something to do with John Teeter. What about it? It was An IBM 5100. That's the computer John Teeter tried to get. Her fingers twitch, I think. You've seen one? No, I've only heard the name. Coincidence? No. This could be the choice of Steins Gate. Know anyone who might know? Daru probably knows more about it. He's my favorite right arm, a super hacker capable of breaking into even MI6 mainframe. In the United Kingdom, the government organization responsible for foreign intelligence operations, MI6 stands for Military Intelligence, Section 6. However, its formal name is the Secret Intelligence Service. The MI6 part is a slight exaggeration. If that ever did happen, Men in Black would break down our door and take us away. But the super hacker part is true. The depth of his computer knowledge is uncanny. Speaking of Daru, I'm supposed to meet him at May Queen plus Neon Squared. I don't have time to stand and chat with some crazy lady I know. Well, I'm off. Lady... Oh wait, this is us. Well, I'm off. Lady... Media scrum in moderation. During news stories with high public interest, reporters sometimes latch on to persons of interest, bombarding them with questions, prying into their lives, and even camping outside their houses. These activities are a serious invasion of privacy and can inflict mental and emotional stress on the subject. So kinda like paparazzi, but not for famous people. I try to make a smooth exit, one-liner and everything, but she grabs my sleeve before I can disappear into the crowd. What are you doing? Your email, please. What are you after? The super hacker. I guess she wants to hear Daru's story. It's my fault for mentioning him. Well, I'm meeting up with Daru, so why don't I just take her along? No, wait a second. This could be a devious trap. Maybe she's really a spy sent to kidnap Daru. I'm defenseless without him. My only other ally is Mayuri, whose skills amount to costume design. I refuse! I'll never give up Daru! I slip past her and start walking faster. Dots. I glance back. Dots. She's following me. I pick up the pace, but she's still chasing me. Stop following me! Unperturbed, she shows me her phone again. On the screen is the picture of me that she took. Gah! You still haven't deleted it? Tell me, and I'll delete it. You dare blackmail me? Who do you work for? I attempt to glare her into submission. But her eyes are already lowered. My glare is ineffective. She hesitates for a second. Work part-time at Arc Rewrites. What's that? An editorial company, Harinakihabara. One of those companies that writes articles for magazines? Is this gloomy lady really fit for that kind of work? Wait, you plan on publishing my picture without permission, don't you? The mad scientist of Akiba unveiled. I can see the headlines now. Unveiled, not unveiled. That's all the organization will need to turn Akiba into a sea of blood. Sea of blood. No, I must avoid that gruesome outcome at all costs. Costs? At all costs. At all costs headphones. At all costs. I have no choice. Very well. I accept your terms. At any rate, as long as she has that photo, I have no way of knowing how it might be used. I pull up my email address and show it to her. Looking back and forth from my phone to hers, she enters my info with terrifying speed. Of course, this woman is an Esper. A general term for humans who possess supernatural powers. Common powers include telepathy, telekinesis, and precognition, though more exotic powers exist. Jesus, English. It is rumored that some Espers even possess the ability to reshape reality with pure force of will. Derives from the term ESP, which stands for extrasensory perception. I dub her power Shining Finger. Shining? Her magical thumb types cursed emails at 255 characters per minute. Whoever receives one dies. She's done typing my address. It took all of 5 seconds. Name? Hoyin Kiyoma, mad scientist. How is it spelled? First, Huyo for Phoenix, then In, and finally Kyuma, which means horrible truth that must never be revealed. Huh? Huyo for Phoenix, then In, and finally Kyuma, which means a horrible truth that must never be revealed. I repeat my perfect explanation. This is the origin of my true name. Explaining the In part of Hoyin would take too long, so I left it out. That's... She enters my name with her head tilted to the side. Like this? What the hell is this? Are you mocking me? Ho-oing Yoma. That's... She lowers her head a little more. An apologetic bow, I guess. Just hand me your phone, I'll enter it. She shakes her head, clutching her phone with both hands as if to protect it from me. Like a spoiled child who can't let go of a toy, she shields it from me with all her might. What does she think I'm going to do? Her reaction is a little depressing. Anyway, she's obviously not going to hand her phone over, so I asked for her address instead. I'll send her a blank mail. She told me her name a few minutes ago, but I forgot it already, so I enter her as Shining Finger. Dots. Why do you need my name? You could just send me an email and I can type it there, you know? What am I doing standing here in the middle of the street? Let's hurry up and send her a blank email. I don't need to type anything. It's just to give her my name. I already put her in my contacts. Just send a blank email to Shining Finger. Alrighty. Oh, I'm not even controlling. Fun. That's... She frowns while looking at her phone. And then she glances my way. I can feel those eyes clearly saying hurry up. But I'm hesitant. I'm not sure if it's a good idea to give her my true name. But regardless of how long I hesitate, I don't think that she'll let me go until I send her the email. She sure is persistent. Looks like I have no choice but to send the email. We exchange a few words, and then I get away from her as fast as I can. Well, hello ladies. I have a feeling I'm gonna like this place.